Well, as we have discussed yesterday, we start with chapter 9, paper 1, and as I told you that through that we will be in a position to understand some basics of sociology. You will have some tuning with the subject, and then after, once we switch over to thinkers, it would be easier for you to adopt it. In this chapter, as the chapter suggests, is about kinship system. It means that it is about family system, it is about marriage, about household, about kinship itself, changes thereon, about the structure of family, about functions of family, what factors have been responsible to bring changes in family structure, particularly in industrial societies. What about the division of labor for husband and wife, male and female? So in that way, what about patriarchy and sexual division of labor? And what are the contemporary trends, the changes which are going these days? I told you it would be quite interesting for you when you come to acknowledge the changes which are going on, particularly again in modern industrial societies, where people mostly they are moving in live-in relationship. They prefer single parent family, and a new trend is also coming up, that is in the form of homosexual families. So there are so many things that we have to discuss here, but before that, the basic things related to all these: what is meaning of family, what is meaning of family structure, what is the form of structures, different structures, what are the basis of the formation of family. First we will start with these ones, then we move to those areas, those topics. So let's start with family. How do you define family? As I told you, when the question is there before you, that I do not have any background of sociology, and is it possible for me, being a science graduate or engineering graduate or medical science student, will it be possible for me to cope up with this subject? I don't have any background. So what I want to say, that you already have a background of this subject. May not be a bookish background, but at least a practical background definitely you have. And I mean, how can you say? So this term or this topic, if you are going to study, this is something which you are already attached. You know lots of things about it. The topics which I have just discussed, I mean, like we are going to discuss those topics, some ideas definitely you have on all those. So you have a background. It's not definitely new for you. You are not entirely naive in this subject. You know certain things. The only thing is that what is required? Some conceptual things. That is the thing which is required. Well, let's come to this one. So how do you define a family? You are a member of a family. So what about a family? Yes. What is a family?
Family where there is a male person and a female person, or maybe a offspring of them, having mutual economic prospects or relationship prospects among them.
Family is a primary group.
Okay.
Where we interact with people on daily basis.
Even peer group is also primary group. A group which is of friends, and you have lots of interaction with those people. So is it a family?
A group of members lives in one group.
Under one roof. Where do you live? Here. Where do you stay? Shadipur. And of course, your family is not here. You must be staying here with your friends under one roof. Is it a family? So the people who have opened the creches into nurturing part of the children.
Lineage is also there.
No, but you okay. You talked about of patrilineality. So it's something is a vague way to say, because the people who are working over there, they must be attached with some level of patrilineality or matrilineality.
Some structure will be there.
Okay. Most importantly, as you said that a male and a female, rather than calling a male or a female, you should focus on the relationship. That is the first and foremost important requirement. That a group of people who are related by blood and or marriage. These two relations are very important. Undoubtedly, you are not wrong when you say that it's a primary group. You are correct, but there are so many other primary groups. So family is one of them, but peer group, neighborhood, that is also a primary group. If you focus on these two relations, blood and marriage, so you have deleted so many other people, so many other groups, and you are confined to some particular group. That group is called a family. But even this one is not a perfect definition. So now I'll take your point that you also stay under one roof. So there is co-residence also. You also share kitchen. So there is co-kitchen, and you share property as well. So it's a concept of co-property. So see how do you define a family, and this definition is applicable everywhere. Wherever you apply, it's applicable, and that actually defines the family. So family means a group of people related by blood and or marriage. But this definition is the definition of kinship as well, and kinship is the largest unit as far as family system is concerned. In family system, kinship is the largest unit. So this is definition of kinship as well. But we want family. Family is a part, is a subset of the widest kinship network. If I say, as far as blood relation is concerned, your maternal uncle, your maternal grandparents, your Nana ji, you are related by your Nana ji by blood. Yes, 25% features, genetic features are there in you of your Nana. That's what biology says. So it's a blood relationship. You can say your mother is blood relative of your Nana, and you are blood relative of your mother. So in that way there is a clear-cut blood relationship. But he is not part of your family. Though he is part of your kinship network, but not part of your family. So to make it a proper definition, we have to add some more things as we have discussed. So plus co-residence, co-kitchen, and co-property. This is the way you define family. Now you apply this definition anywhere. Clear? Now you can apply it anywhere.
Sir, only family is a group of people or a group of animals? Sir, if people का तो family होता है, फिर animal का तो उनका भी family?
No, we won't call it a family, because once once you define a family in this manner,
Sir, they are also correlated.
but this part is not there. This one is not there. That's one thing, and well, you can say that blood or marriage entirely not there. So the thing is that is it possible for you to actually correlate different animals through blood only? You can correlate mother and children, up to some level, but you can't find father, isn't it? So it will be difficult for us to not just to define family but also to define kinship among animals. So that is one of the major difference between animal and human being, that we have created a society, and within that society different groups like family, kinship are there. Since they do not have society itself, how could they have family or kinship? Clear?
So what is society?
Society is about relationship. Society is a relationship of any kind. I mean, all social relations make society. Society is about web of relations. So it's not just about blood and marriage relation. It's about social, political, economic. It's about formal, informal relation. It's about religious, educational, intellectual, whatever relation you could count.
Formal, informal relation क्या होता है?
Informal means where you are very intense face-to-face relation. If you have, that is informal relationship, like your parents, your family members, your friends, peer group, your neighborhood, that is informal. But do you think you have the similar kind of relationship with me? So between us is formal. Between a teacher and a student, it is formal relationship. In a doctor and patients is formal. And an advocate and client, formal. In organization, different members of organization and the clients, formal. That is formal relationship. Okay, so it includes everything, and so what comes up, that is society. So society in that way is one such biggest thing. We can't set any limit for society, and that's why I put up one point that in family network, in family system, kinship is widest, it is largest unit, but within family system, otherwise it is the society. Is it fine now? Clear or not? So this is the way you define a family. The family could be blood and or, it means that even though only blood is there, a family could be there. A mother with her children can form a family. A father with children can form a family. Yes. So through blood also you can understand it. Through marriage also you can understand it. Husband and wife, through marriage they are related. So even they also form a family. So to form a family, minimum number of members who are required, they are two. Two members, minimum members are two. They constitute a family. Okay. What could be the maximum one? So again the thing is that it's not something that is that could be determined or could be set. But otherwise, we have seen maximum number of members in a family, in a joint family, the one which was counted, and it was 144. Where? In a Nair family in Kerala. In a Nair family in Kerala, there were total 144 members. It was a typical family earlier. We will discuss it at some particular place. But right now, as far as number of members are, maximum number is concerned, so there is no limit which could be set for the same. But minimum is definitely 2. So it's about the family. That's the meaning of family. What next? Now we'll see about the structure, family structure. What is this? Well, in due course of time, the way we are heading towards our syllabus, we'll see many structures related to family. But right now, since you do not know much, so we'll concentrate on a few ones, and they are joint family, nuclear family, extended family, which is also part of joint family. So it's like joint family, extended family, nuclear family, do you know what is meaning of nuclear family?
Smallest unit of family. Smallest unit.
Smallest unit.
That cannot be broken.
Okay.
As nuclear,
You're not wrong, but we need some precise definition.
as nucleus is the head of any atom, and likewise there is a head in this family. You obey. Who are guided by this head?
So one married couple and their children.
Very simple. Husband and wife and their unmarried children, not married ones. That is a family. I told you, you are not wrong. But to make it precise, this is, I think, the better definition. That husband and wife and their unmarried children. That is nuclear family. I took it just because that we are going to make use of that definition or that part here in joint family. How we come to know about joint family? So to understand joint family and its structure, we can understand in two different ways, in two different terms, that is in terms of generation. Number one, and number two, in terms of units. So in this case, we can say if there is more than two generations, they stay together, that would be called a joint family. Or more than one unit, they also constitute a joint family.
Units are
Now I am coming to that point. What is meaning of unit? Unit means nuclear family. More than one nuclear family, they constitute a joint family. How? Now to understand it, I have to draw a structure of joint family here, but for that you need to know some symbols which are universally accepted and used. And the symbols are this triangle is for male, this circle is for female, this parallel line is for marriage. When it is cut, it is breakup. When it is shown in this way, it's about the next generation. When you talk about of the triangle which is encircled, blackened, or this one, this is also black. It's about death of one of the spouse. Death of one of the spouse. So these are some standard symbols. Now apply these symbols to draw the structure of joint family. So let me show it like husband and wife. I mean this one, this and the marriage symbol. It means that they are husband and wife. Now this is next generation, so their children. Their children. This one daughter, two males, sons, one daughter, and once they got married, since mostly the families are patriarchal, so she would go in her in-laws family, and they are with their spouses, their wives, and they are also with their children. He got two children, he got one child. Now apply the two rules in terms of generation. So 3 generations are there, and it is a joint family in that way. In terms of units, means in terms of nuclear family, one nuclear family, one. Second nuclear family, third nuclear family. What we have taken, more than one, means even 2 nuclear families in a family constitute a joint family. Here there are 3 nuclear families. So even though if suppose you delete this one, only one son with his children, it would make it a nuclear family, joint family. So one nuclear family and the nuclear family, it's a joint family. What is the minimum number required for jointness, for joint family? Is there anything like for joint family?
Just one the male and
No, it will be a broken one. A proper joint family.
6. So 4. 6, 7.
How 4? How 4? 5. Okay. How 4? Husband wife, 2 husband wife and 2 here husband wife. तो 4 तो यही हो गए. Yes, you are right, but that is called marginal joint family. For a standard joint family, it has to be 3 generations. So for 3 generations at minimum, one child is required here. So those who told 5, they are correct. So minimum 5.
The member of the spouse dies from the first and the second and then
It would be a broken one. There are so many different names which are given. Pauline Kulinda, she described 12 different types of families. So it would be difficult for you to take, minimum one class to describe those 12 different. And for you, it would take 2-3 days to mug up, minimum. So that is not required right now. When it was the time when we had to do in prelims examination, so that time I keep on doing, and students keep on mugging it up. But that's not required. That's why I called one more term, that is marginal joint family. When no child is there, only husband wife here. So it would be a marginal joint family because there is only 2 generations, not 3 generations. And even this one is not, perfectly located. So in both the terms, it's not a standard joint family. So 5 members, Amitabh Bachchan's family is a joint family with 5 members, isn't it? So this is the way to to draw the structure of a joint family. Well, it seems to be a beautiful structure, but generally the jointness means where there used to be 25 members, 30 members, 40 members, and as I told you, in Nair family there were 144 members which were counted earlier. So when people, they used to have so many children, and anyway you find that there are 4-5 brothers minimum. All 4-5 brothers, they were having their spouse and children. So in a way they are having around 25 to 30 members in the overall in the family. That may go up to 50. That was the real or perfect joint family. Even though Amitabh Bachchan's family is also a joint family, but you could see the number of people, and in that way you will find that though as per definition we call it a joint family, but it does not show the functions of a joint family because of lesser number of people. Well, in this situation we can also show, because there were so many brothers earlier. In that situation there was one more structure which was very much popular everywhere, in not only in India but in Europe also, in America also. That kind of structure was there, and that is known as extended family. Extended family. What is this? So generally it used to happen where 4, 5 or 5, 6 brothers, and they are having their own households or families. I mean, like their extension, wife and children. So when we used to take them as a whole, generally we used to find that one of them or maybe 2 of them, either they were not married, or because the death rate was so high that at least 1 or 2 they used to lose their spouses. It may be in a reverse direction. Sometimes the husband, brother, he lost his wife, and sometimes he himself died, and so there is a widowed lady in that family, and her extension was broken. She is not having, or he was not having his children, so that was broken. So he or she is alone with the relatives. So he or she was an extension to this family, and this family would be called an extended family. There is the possibility where the ego's sister, who is widowed. Widow system was very popular in India. Again, because of high death rate. As I told you, here only widowed lady was there. If suppose this widowed lady goes to settle in her parents' family, so what would happen? Or she is going to settle with her brothers, so she is going to be an extension to that family, and she would make this family as an extension. That's the meaning of it. So let me make the structure of this one also. You have to make it separately. This man, and if you draw it in this way, you know that these 2 are brothers. Yes, as per the rule, as per the symbols which we have used, so these 2 are brothers. There was a possibility that he was married, but he lost his wife and having no children of his own. So in that situation, this man or this brother has become an extension to this family, and this family becomes extended family. It may be like she's sister, and she also lost her husband. She comes here only to settle with brothers. In this situation, she is also not having any extension, and that way she makes this family as an extension family, extended family. That is the meaning of extended family. Well, so first of all, this is the meaning, and that way this is the difference between extended family and joint family. One difference. Another difference, that all extended families are joint families, but all joint families may not be extended family. That is another one. Is it fine now? So that is actually the meaning related to extended family or joint family. Now next thing what we are going to see, that is about the changes which happened in Europe and the changes which happened in India in terms of family structure. In Europe, what generally we found that there was a change from joint family to nuclear family. There was a clear-cut change from joint family to nuclear family. But what happened in India? Did it happen in India too? So you could see that even in India also, people are heading towards nuclearity. So we can say that the trend is there in the same trend is there in India too. Though the same thing is properly established in Europe, that everyone has gone in nuclearity except a few families. Everyone has gone in nuclearity. In India, we are slower and we were late in terms of industrial revolution or industrialization process. So the changes are also there exactly in the same way, in same direction. So we can say that it is because of that we are heading towards nuclearity. But do you think that this process really happened in India? Did it really happen in India exactly in the same way? Was the pattern same? As a layman, a general thinking, you can say that yes, the same thing is happening. But see how sociologists try to find it out, and you would get convinced what actually they said. In India, what generally happens? Yes. So there is a family where the child who is now adult and he is getting married. After marriage, what happens? Does he bring his spouse, his wife to the parents' family, or he takes her away from this family, this house to a new house? The way it happens in Europe. What happens in Europe? The child does not bring her spouse in parents' family. He directly from church only or wherever the marriage happens, if from there only he takes his spouse to a new place, a new apartment, a new flat. So there is clear-cut nuclearity there. But what happens in India? We first bring our wife or spouse in our parents' family, and the day you step in the house with your spouse, it becomes a joint family. There was a possibility that before your marriage, you are living in nuclearity. It was a nuclear family. There was a possibility. But the day you got married and you entered in that family with your spouse, it becomes now a joint family. So can we say that we follow the same pattern? And this is happening in each and every family. It's not typical of a few families. It is happening everywhere. Whether you are elite or you are middle class, whatever, is happening everywhere. Isn't it? So in that way, what we can say, what sociologists say, we may start in a nuclear family, and after some time, when my child would get married, we move into a nuclear joint family, and again after some time this family would come back to nuclearity. So there is a cyclical process which is going on from nuclear to joint and from joint to nuclear. This process is going on, and this is called developmental cycle of family. ये बात समझ नहीं आई कि जो पहले बताया था वो नहीं समझ आया? Suppose your parents, they are living with you. You are the only child of your parents. It's a typical nuclear family. The day you get married, I can predict this point that you visit your parents' house with your spouse, you stay there for some time, then only you come back to your work with your spouse. But the day you entered in this house with your spouse, that becomes a joint family. So till yesterday it was a nuclear family, and today it becomes a joint family. तो ये तो हो गया, न्यूक्लियर से ज्वाइंट हो गया. Now what would happen after this? That after death of one of the parents, again it comes back to the same situation, that it is now a nuclear family. Again it becomes a nuclear family.
तो सर लव मैरिज में जो होता है, लड़का घर से भाग गए, लड़की घर से भाग गई, तो मतलब कि ये सब न्यूक्लियर फैमिली.
Yes, definitely. That's why I told you that how many people they get into it. Can they decide it? Can they decide this form? Not at all. What is the percentage? It's in not even a proper. It's in fraction. 0.00 something. That is the percentage of love marriages. And that too, most of the love marriages are converted into arranged marriages. आजकल के पेरेंट्स बड़े होशियार हो गए हैं. वो नहीं चाहते हैं कि कोई बदनामी हो हमारी बेवकूफ़ी से, तो वो कहते हैं यार अब तो कर ही लिया है शादी, अब क्या करना है, चलो अरेंज करवा दो इसको, या कर ही लेगा, इसको तो हम रोक नहीं सकते हैं. अब एवरीबडी नोज वंस फंडामेंटल राइट्स, तो आप रोक नहीं सकते उसको. भाई गाँव की बात कुछ और है, वहाँ पर कुछ ऑनर किलिंग वगैरह हो जाती है, बट वहाँ पर जनरली ये सब चीज़ें होती नहीं हैं. शहरों में होती हैं, उसको अरेंज करवा देते हैं. मैं अपने एक फ्रेंड की शादी में गया, बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स की शादी में, कई लोगों की शादी में गया. जैसे कार्ड पढ़ा तो पता चला कि उनका नाम कुछ और है, टाइटल कुछ और लिखा हुआ, वाइफ के टाइटल में कुछ और लिखा हुआ. तो इट वॉज 100% अरेंज मैरिज, लेकिन यहाँ तो इंटरकास्ट था, दिख रहा था. और एक मतलब जो भी ऐसे हो रहे हैं, कई ऐसे वो अरेंज करवा दे रहे हैं उस चीज़ को. तो उस केस में तो यही हो रहा है. अब भागने वाला जो सिस्टम है गांव में इक्का दुक्का कहीं होता है, तो दैट इज इनफ्रैक्शन. यस.
स्टैंडर्ड फैमिली में आपने बताया कि अगर एक पार्टनर की डेथ हुई है, अगर उनका चाइल्ड भी हो, तो फिर भी स्टैंडर्ड फैमिली होगी वो या जॉइंट?
इफ इट इज अ न्यूक्लियर फैमिली और व्हाट, जैसे आप इसमें अगर आप बात करें, आप किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? वन ऑफ द पेरेंट्स डाइड, इट बिकम्स अ न्यूक्लियर फैमिली.
अगर एक भी किसी की डेथ हुई है,
मतलब इसको तो हटाई दो. इनका अगर बच्चा हो तो इट्स अ ज्वाइंट फैमिली. हाँ, तब ज्वाइंट फैमिली हो, क्योंकि वो अब ये आगे बढ़ रहा है. अब बच्चे की शादी होगी तो जैसे इनका लिंक चल रहा है वैसे इनका भी लिंक चल रहा है. तो ये तो टिपिकल ज्वाइंट फैमिली है ही, सबके सभी सारे ब्रदर्स और सबका आगे बढ़ रहा है सिस्टम. तो दैट इज टिपिकल ऑफ ज्वाइंट फैमिली. तब होगा व्हेन इट इज स्टॉप्ड. आई बात समझ में? तो दैट इज अ केस. जैसे अभी मान लो कि हम अब जो अमिताभ बच्चन का एग्जांपल हमने लिया था, वंस मोर लेट मी टेक दैट एग्जांपल. बिफोर द मैरिज ऑफ हिज सन, इट वाज अ न्यूक्लियर फैमिली. व्हेन अभिषेक बच्चन गॉट मैरिड, इट बिकम्स नाउ अ joint family. And though I want Amitabh Bachchan to be safe and to live for longer years, 100 years, but फिर भी कभी न कभी तो डेथ होगी, और होगी तो अगेन ये फैमिली क्या बन जाएगी? न्यूक्लियर फैमिली. ये साइकिल ये चलती रहेगी साइकिल. नहीं, ये न्यूक्लियर फैमिली होती है, ये उसको हम फिर वही मार्जिनल न्यूक्लियर फैमिली उसको हम कहेंगे. मार्जिनल न्यूक्लियर फैमिली हम कहेंगे. यू कैन से दैट 3 generations आर देयर, बट नाउ इट इज ब्रोकन एंड इज टिपिकली अ न्यूक्लियर फैमिली वेयर वन ऑफ द पेरेंट्स आर देयर, सो इट वुड बी अ मार्जिनल ज्वाइंट न्यूक्लियर फैमिली. और दोनों की डेथ हो गई तब तो खैर हो रही होगी. On that basis you can say. Now is it fine? So first of all, this is the way to when you have to show the direction of change in Indian scenario, It is basically, you can say that you start in a nuclear family, you move in a joint family, and again come back to nuclear family. This is called developmental cycle of family. It's a cyclical process and development is going on. Development is not stopped, that is going on. So that is developmental cycle of family. Fine. This is the direction of change in India. That's the way we have to understand it. Now after this, after understanding this, now we move to another one, another point, and that is basis of formation of family. But before moving to that, I'll take one concept. That's the concept of lineage. What is called lineage or clan gotra? What is it? So let's take first the concept of lineage, and then after we'll take those ones, that is basis of formation of family. Lineage is also a group of people who are related by blood only. Only blood. No marriage relative is counted here. Only blood relatives are there. That is lineage, with one condition: having common ancestors known. The common ancestor is known for the whole group of people. I am going to make a simple change into it. If I put, rather than known, if I put here unknown, so what it would become? This lineage becomes clan. That is called gotra. So in gotra, though there is claim by these people that they know their ancestor, I mean they even say that he or she or it is my ancestor, but it's very clear that whatever is claimed, that is not known. So the common ancestor is unknown in case of gotra. Clan, C-L-A-N. Gotra is Hindi or Sanskrit term, otherwise it is clan. So lineage, or if you say clan, so in case of clan it becomes unknown. What does it mean? Generally gotras, like sometimes in case of India and Brahmins, they use the name of rishis, saints, for gotra. Different saints which are generally mythical saints, but they are quoted as their ancestors. So obviously this is something which we can say that it is non-known to them. They just claim, but it is unknown. So we can say it is gotra, it is clan. But you can move around the world and you will find that there are so many tribal societies. They also claim their ancestors, but those ancestors are, in some cases they are snakes, in some other cases they are birds, animals, fish, so many things are there, even plants. Is it possible that a man could be a descendant of a plant or a snake? Is it possible? But they claim. It means that it is something which is unknown. It's just on the basis of their belief, their consciousness, collective consciousness, that it happens.
Culturally it is possible, but by the court of law it is not possible.
But by the
Court of law.
court of law. No, in certain situations even courts also believe in the customs. You can't deny. What about personal law then? What about Shariat law? What you can say? Have you read law? In Hinduism, it is written it is codified rather in Hindu Marriage Act. It is enacted in 1955 that when you take 7 steps around a fire, which is called Saptapadi, marriage is completed. So isn't it belief? And court would believe it or not? Court cannot deny it. It is enacted upon. So it means नहीं, पहली बात है कि जो इनैक्टमेंट लाया गया है वो भी तो एक लॉ है.
सर प्रूफ कहा है कि ये मेरा वाइफ है, कैसे प्रूफ करूं मैं कोर्ट के सामने? जैसे उसकी चार
वो दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. आपने फोटो खींच लिया, चाहे लोग, इसीलिए तो हम शादी में इतने सारे लोगों को लेके जाते हैं. वही लोग तो विटनेस होते हैं. हमारी शादी के सब विटनेस हैं. पहले होता था कि गॉड्स को हम इनवाइट करते थे, वो विटनेस होते थे. अब उनको बुलाना थोड़ा मुश्किल है कोर्ट में, तो हम बारात लेके जाते हैं ना, वो उनको 2-4 लोगों को पकड़ के लाएंगे, वो कह देंगे हाँ हम थे वहाँ पे, हो गया. सो इशू इज नॉट कि आप विटनेस की बात कर रहे हो या किसी, हम उसकी बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम बिलीफ की बात कर रहे हैं कि क्या कोर्ट सप्तपदी को डिनाई कर सकता है? वो नहीं दिखाते सीरियल वगैरह में कि जल्दी जल्दी ले रहे हैं, स्टेप्स ले रहे हैं, अभी 6 ही स्टेप हुआ तब तक वो पहुंच गया फादर गन लेकर के, पकड़ लिया, 7वां मत होने दो, तो भाग के कहीं और जाते हैं, कहते हैं एक बाकी है, जल्दी दौड़ के उसको भी पूरा कर लो. दिखाते हैं ना सीरियल्स में. तो इट इज समथिंग विच इज कोडिफाइड, इट्स अ लॉ, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज शोन. इट्स नॉट जस्ट अ कस्टम. ये उसमें कोडिफाई किया गया. और तो और इसमें कई सारी बातें हैं. हिंदू कौन है? हु इज ए हिंदू? अरे मैं कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ रहा हूं कि उसमें कोई ऐसा इशू उसमें डाल दो, काउ स्लॉटर, ऐसा कुछ. सिंपली जैसे उसमें जो वहां पर भी ये क्वेश्चन उठा है, हु इज हिंदू. जब आप पढ़ोगे हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट, तो वहां पे लिखा है एक जगह कि हु इज हिंदू. तो हिंदूज में कौन आता है? ऑल दोज हु आर हिंदूज एंड Sikhs, Jains and Buddhists, they are all considered as Hindus. मतलब ये कि जो हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट है दैट इज एप्लीकेबल, या कहीं पर भी हिंदू के लिए जो रूल एप्लीकेबल है दैट इज एप्लीकेबल ऑन ऑल दीज 3 ऑल्सो. अब उसमें एक प्रोविजन है कि सपोज a Jain gets married to a Buddhist, a Jain boy is getting married to a Buddhist girl. तो किस कस्टम को फॉलो करेंगे वो? विच कस्टम वुड दे फॉलो? तो एक केस में क्या हुआ कि ये एग्जैक्टली यही आ गया कि एक जैन था, एक बुद्धिस्ट, और उन्होंने क्या किया कि सिख के तौर तरीकों से शादी कर ली. ये मैटर किसी वजह से कोर्ट में पहुंचा होगा, किसी ने पहुंचा दिया, उसी में से दोनों में से किसी एक ने, चाहे जिसने पहुंचाया हो. तो रूल ये कहता है कि जो शादी होगी दैट इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ वन ऑफ द टू, इधर जैन और बुद्धिस्ट. मतलब चूंकि जैन और बुद्धिस्ट हैं इसलिए इन दोनों में से किसी एक के अकॉर्डिंग होगी. नीदर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ हिंदू कस्टम्स नॉर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सिख कस्टम्स. उन्होंने सिख के हिसाब से कर लिया, इट वॉज नलिफाइड, इट वॉज इनवैलिडेटेड, इनवैलिड हो गया वो, दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज मैरिज. तो यहां पे भी देखो प्रॉपर कस्टम्स हैं, उसके अकॉर्डिंग ही हो रहा है. भाई आप कोर्ट में जाते हो तो कोर्ट में तो सिंपली जैसे रिंग एक्सचेंज कर लिया तो दैट मैरिज इज कंप्लीटेड. लेकिन जब आप उसके अकॉर्डिंग जब जाते हो तो आपको पूरा प्रोसेस कंप्लीट करना पड़ेगा, और कोर्ट भी उसी के अकॉर्डिंग उसको इनवैलिडेट कर दे रहा है कि यू डिड नॉट फॉलो योर कस्टम. और कस्टम क्यों? तो रूल को फॉलो नहीं किया, लॉ को फॉलो नहीं किया, एंड दैट लॉ वॉज बेस्ड ऑन कस्टम ओनली. तो हाउ कैन यू से दैट कस्टम्स आर नॉट टेकन, traditions are not taken? तो ट्रेडिशन जो हमारा लॉ बनता है, लॉ ऑफ द लैंड इसलिए कहते हैं ना उसको, इट इज बेस्ड ऑन फैक्ट्स एंड वन ऑफ द फैक्ट इज योर बिलीफ सिस्टम, योर कस्टम, योर ट्रेडिशंस, दैट इज ऑल्सो फैक्ट। तो उन फैक्ट्स को लेकर के, उन कस्टम्स को लेकर के ही हम उसको डिफाइन करते हैं और मतलब इस तरीके से उसको कोडिफाई करते हैं, कोई एकदम से नए तरीके से नहीं ला देंगे। एंड दैट इज रीजन कि जो पर्सनल लॉ की बात चल रही है, शरीयत एक्ट की बात करिए, उसको क्यों नहीं नलीफाई कर दे रहे हो आप? लेके आ जाओ कॉमन सिविल कोड, आर्टिकल 44, मेक इट एनफोर्सेबल। बट इज इट पॉसिबल? नॉट इजीली। इट इज पॉसिबल बट नॉट सो इजीली, because they take once Muslim Personal Law Board once declared that you cannot interfere in the matters of our personal law, so you can't. Also in our constitution it is written only in directive principle of state policy, which is not enforceable, so it is not enforceable. So unless there is a consensus which is developed in all the citizens of India that now the time has come when we can go for a common civil code, then only it is possible. तो customs traditions की अपनी वैल्यू है, कोर्ट में भी उसकी वैल्यू है, उसको कोई नहीं डिनाई कर सकता। अप टू अ लेवल, ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब कुछ भी कोई भी कस्टम लेके चले जाओ। सती वॉज एनल्ड, वीडो री मैरिजेस, prohibition on widow remarriages, that was annulled by enactments। तो कोर्ट में उसी के अकॉर्डिंग उसको देखेंगे कि नो पर्सन कैन गो फॉर सती, नो पर्सन कैन गो फॉर प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ विडो रीमैरिज। लेकिन जितने कस्टम्स को फॉलो किया गया, जितने कस्टम्स को लिया गया, वो तो इसलिए कहते हैं लॉज आर कस्टमरी। कस्टम्स को ही बेस बना करके लॉज बनाए जाते हैं। Is it clear now? Well, after this, so this is about the lineage. Now is it fine? अब एक बार और मैं थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिकली आपको दिखा दूं कि lineage क्या होता है। So a man who comes in a village, suppose he was your grandfather's 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 grandfather, मतलब 8-9 generations ahead, 10 generations ahead. Obviously you know that person. So you can't say that I do not know. He is unknown for me. He was the one who came in this village first, and when he came with his wife, he had after some time he had suppose 4-5 children, 4-5 sons. Now they established their own families. So in that way 5 more families were created. Then they had their own sons, more families were created, and now there are in total 25 families in the same village, and the origin is one person. It is like this. So these are all descendants of the single person, only one person. So he is the common ancestor and all are the branches. So this whole one is called lineage. Is the point clear? That is called lineage. In some system like in some societies, in some communities, lineage is considered as exogamy. Exogamy means you can't marry in the same group. It means that you can't marry in lineage pattern. I mean, Hindus follow this one, that you can't marry in lineage group. Though Muslims do not. They say that you could marry, but Hindus say that you can't marry in the same group. Fine. अब वो सब बातें हम लोग आगे करेंगे।
जैसे हम clans को हिंदी में गोत्रा बोलते हैं।
गोत्र, हाँ, इसको वंश बोलते हैं, वंश या वंश परंपरा है। अलोन मतलब क्लैन में जो, अब देखो, अब क्लैन में क्या होता है कि क्लैन में जो एंसेस्टर को हमने लिया था वो कौन था? 100 जनरेशंस अहेड, 500 जनरेशंस अहेड। हम आज की बात थोड़ी कर रहे हैं, तो वहां तक आप ट्रेस कर पाओगे? दैट इज अनट्रेसेबल। And that's why what people chose, whosoever they chose, generally the ancestor was either mythical or something which is just as per the proposal or proposition. That's why they picked up snake or bird or plant or a saint. That is the situation. तो क्लैन में इतना ऊंचा है, इसलिए क्या होता है कि क्लैन के जो मेंबर्स हैं, जैसे लीनियज के तो एक ही गांव में मिल जाएंगे, एक गांव में आधी से अधिक हो सकता है कि नियर बाई विलेजेस उसके मेंबर्स हों, दैट इज ओनली पॉसिबिलिटी. लेकिन क्लैन अगर ढूंढो तो पता चला कि जिस क्लैन के आप हो, गो 100 किलोमीटर्स अहेड एंड यू विल फाइंड द मेंबर्स ऑफ द सेम क्लैन, सेम गोत्रा. इवन 500 किलोमीटर्स अहेड एंड यू विल फाइंड मेंबर्स ऑफ सेम गोत्रा. क्योंकि वो ऐसी बात नहीं, 500 जनरेशंस अहेड वो कहां से कहां फैला होगा. दैट्स द सिचुएशन. सो गोत्रा इज वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट ग्रुप्स, बट वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट one, but lineage is the largest one. Sorry, kinship is the largest one. तो अब उसमें अगर हम एक क्रोनोलॉजी बनाएं इसका, तो फर्स्ट कम्स किनशिप, देन गोत्रा, देन लीनिएज एंड फाइनली फैमिली. सो शी सेड कि फैमिली इज स्मॉलेस्ट ग्रुप. यस, इट इज द स्मॉलेस्ट ग्रुप. सबसे नीचे फैमिली आ गई और सबसे ऊपर कौन है? किनशिप. वो फैमिली सिस्टम की हम बात कर रहे हैं, फैमिली सिस्टम में ही केवल देख रहे हैं. क्लियर हुआ? तो इट्स अबाउट दिस कॉन्सेप्ट व्हाट इज लीनिएज. इसलिए हमने लिया क्योंकि अभी इसकी जरूरत पड़ेगी हमको. लेट्स टेक बेसिस ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ फैमिली. Basis of formation of family. What is it? What are the bases of formation of family? So we have certain bases, the one that actually forms the family, and first one is let's take relationship. Once this question was asked, write short notes on basis of formation of family. So not only that we are learning the basics, but all together we are also learning your, something which is related to your syllabus. Is it okay? Basis of formation of family, and we are going to take the first one, that is relationship. On the basis of relationship we can talk about of two families. One is called consanguineous. Take care of the spelling. Consanguineous, and second one is affinal. Consanguineous and affinal. What is consanguineous? The one that is based on blood relation, and affinal means marriage relation. What does it mean? So this one, let's draw a picture of this one, consanguineous. This is a complete family. In the nucleus of the same, there are blood relatives, consanguineous members, blood relatives, like X, his father, his mother, his brother number 1, brother number 2, sister, all these are blood relatives. So for X, these people are very close. For X, his wife is not close to him. He does not have a closer relationship with his wife the way he has with his blood relatives, with his siblings, with his parents. For him, parents and siblings are most important, very, very important. His wife is not at all important. He does not give any credit to his wife. He does not give any care to his wife. This is the nature of this relationship. This is the nature of this relationship. So where are such wives? So wife of X is here, W, wife. Wife of B1, W1. Wife of B2, W2. They are all in fringes. What does it mean? What is the meaning of fringes? So fringes means they are having a very poor relationship and very weak relationship. Isn't it something like the electrons which are there in the fringes in an atom, and they easily leave the atom whenever some pressure is there, they leave it. So in that way we can say that they have a weak relationship in this family, and that's why it is because of this weak relationship they are put under atrocities. A high level of atrocity is there of such women in this family. They are made to work the whole time. They have to take care of each and everyone in this family, and that's why we can say that the condition of overall women was very poor. And it is typical of patriarchal system. It's typical of patriarchal system. Fine. Well, once a lady who got married, W, she comes here in this family and she is put under atrocities. How? She can't leave this family before 2 years, 3 years. It is only after 2 or 3 years after marriage that she can go and meet her parents. She can go and stay with her parents for some time. And though that time is also something like 1 year or 2 years. But she is not having any kind of liberty, freedom the way women today are having. आज तो क्या हो रहा है, शादी आज हुई कल को चली जाती है मिलने के लिए. अब आज तो सब कुछ है, वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग, एवरीथिंग इज देयर. So there is no such feeling like I am far away from my parents. That feeling is not there. Neither they are having that I am put into the in-laws. I mean, in many cases that we could see that they have the feeling that we are in in-laws family and we would be put under atrocities. They have a lot of care from their husbands, so they do not have fear of this kind. लेकिन यहाँ husband तो ध्यान ही नहीं दे रहा. Husband was not caring. उसका ध्यान कहाँ पे? पेरेंट्स पे, सिबलिंग्स. लोग क्या कहेंगे, तो वो पेरेंट्स पे ज़्यादा फोकस्ड है, सिबलिंग्स पे ज़्यादा फोकस्ड है. इसीलिए वो भाग के जब वो जाती है अपने मायके, व्हेन शी गोज बैक टू हर पेरेंट्स फैमिली, शी स्टेज देयर सपोज फॉर 1 year or 2 years. वहाँ पे जाके अब कोई काम नहीं करेगी. यहाँ तो दिन भर काम करती थी, वहाँ जाके अब कोई काम नहीं करेगी. तो उसके लिए काम कौन, उसके लिए खाना कौन बनाएगा, उसके लिए कपड़े कौन, उसके कपड़े कौन धुलेगा, उसके बच्चों की देखभाल कौन करेगा? उसकी भाभियाँ जो उस घर की बहुएं हैं. तो उनकी कंडीशन वही. अब वो तो फ्रिंज में यहाँ चली गई ना, तो न्यूक्लियस में चली गई. वो जैसे अपने मायके में गई तो अपने भाई की तो ब्लड रिलेशन, तो शी इज इन न्यूक्लियस. उसकी भाभियाँ जो है कहाँ पे हैं? दे आर इन द फ्रिंजेस. सो दे आर देयर टू टेक केयर ऑफ हर. अब वो दिन भर घूमेगी फिरेगी, उसके बच्चों की देखभाल भी वही कर रही हैं, खाना भी बना रही हैं, उसके कपड़े भी धुल रही हैं, वो कुछ नहीं कर रही. तो पूरा आराम करके. दैट्स व्हाई एस.सी. दुबे कॉल्स दिस वन एज दैट पेरेंट्स फैमिली फॉर एनी गर्ल इज अ सोजोन प्लेस. आराम करने का स्थान. सो दे गो देयर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर पर्पस. इवन टिल रिसेंटली इट हैपेंड. और अभी भी कहीं ना कहीं ये फीलिंग तो है ही कि अब मायके जाएंगे तो वहां तो आराम ही करना है. जैसे मान लो सपोज करो कि मैं अपनी बात बताऊं, मेरी वाइफ गई कभी मायके, वहां से वापस आई तो थोड़ी दुबली होके वापस आई. तो लोगों ने कहा यार घर जाकर के भी दुबली होके आ गई, ये क्या मेंटालिटी, ये क्या थिंकिंग है. तो वहां जाके मतलब जाके खाना ही तो है, वहां पे खाना पीना है, घूमना फिरना है, फिर तो खूब मोटे होकर के आते, दुबले कैसे हो गए. तो इसका मतलब अभी थोड़ी बहुत फीलिंग तो है ही वाली कि मायके जाने का मतलब कि वहां जाके आराम ही करना है. फाइन. This is called consanguineous family, but don't you find that this consanguineous family is equivalent to joint family? यही सब कुछ तो joint family में भी हो रहा था. So this consanguineous family is equivalent to joint family. And let me tell you one more thing. This question, this is also a question which was asked in 2012. In 2012, UPSC asked differentiate between consignors family and a final family. So if you do not know the terms, it would be a big difficult situation for you. मैंने लास्ट ईयर अपने टेस्ट सीरीज में पूछ लिया सेम क्वेश्चन, differentiate between consignors and a final family, and 90% people could not attempt. It was in compulsory questions which you had to write, and 90% people could not. तो इसका मतलब है कि आप देखते भी नहीं कि क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है, isn't it? देखते तो एक बार तो सोचते कि आखिर क्या है इसमें कंसाइनर्स फैमिली में. सो अब इस तरीके से आपको अब डिफरेंशिएशन का पता चलेगा. तो इट्स अबाउट कंसाइनर्स फैमिली. इफ यू कम टू अ फाइनल फैमिली, जस्ट अपोजिट वुड हैपन. व्हाट वुड हैपन इन द न्यूक्लियस? हु इज देयर? मैरिज रिलेटिव्स. Marriage relatives are there in the nucleus, and who are there in the fringes? Blood relatives. Just opposite. So it means that for X, इसको बना ही देते हैं. For X, his wife is highly important. He might be having his children in the nucleus, but only up to some time. Till children are dependent, till children are unmarried. Up to that time they might be in nucleus. बाकी जितने लोग हैं X के पेरेंट्स, his father, mother, brother 1, brother 2, sister, they're all in the fringes. So this is about marriage relatives, and this is called a final family. It's called a final family, and this is equivalent to nuclear family. यही होता है ना न्यूक्लियर फैमिली में, हस्बैंड वाइफ हैं और उनके बच्चे हैं छोटे. अमेरिका में जब इसको डिफाइन करते हैं न्यूक्लियर फैमिली को, कैसे डिफाइन करते हैं? So they define nuclear family in America as husband, wife and their dependent children, not just unmarried. भाई आप लोग भी तो ज़्यादातर, आई थिंक आप लोग शादी हुई है? किसी की शादी हुई है? वेरी बैड. ओके. And do you depend on your parents? हैं? मैं एक दो लोगों को छोड़ देते हैं जो जॉब कर रहे हैं, बाकी लोग तो डिपेंड करते हो ना, घर से पैसे मंगाते हो. अमेरिका में ऐसा हो सकता है? ओनली अप टू 18 ईयर्स. अप टू 18 ईयर्स यू डिपेंड ऑन योर पेरेंट्स. बहुत ही क्लियर कट वहाँ पे सिस्टम है, बहुत ही फॉर्मल तरीके का सिस्टम है वहाँ पे. 18 साल के बाद यू आर किक्ड फ्रॉम द हाउस. अगर वहाँ पे रहना चाहते हो तो यू स्टे देयर एज अ पेइंग गेस्ट. पे करो, रेंट, खाने पीने का जो भी है वो सब कैलकुलेटेड है सारा, कि इतना रेंटल, एक रूम का ये रेंटल हो गया, ये खाने का हो गया, सब कुछ कैलकुलेटेड है. वो पे करते रहो अपने पेरेंट्स को. अदरवाइज गो एंड सेटल समवेयर एल्स. इफ यू वांट टू स्टडी, सो व्हाट, डू सम पार्ट टाइम जॉब. ये सब पार्ट टाइम जॉब का कॉन्सेप्ट कहाँ से आया है? वहीं से आया ना सारा. दे डू इट. इफ सपोज योर स्टडीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू, यू हैव टू गिव लॉट ऑफ टाइम इन योर स्टडीज, टेक लोन लेके पढ़ो. यस, गवर्नमेंट, आई मीन इफ यू आर गुड एनफ, यू आर अ स्कॉलर, यू गेट स्कॉलरशिप. सो स्कॉलरशिप देने का कॉन्सेप्ट यही है कि आपको इस बर्डन से आपको फ्री कर दिया जाए, that you are not supposed to work, because if you work you can't concentrate in studies, so you are given scholarship. ये सब कुछ बिल्कुल क्लियर कट, एकदम सब एक ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन हैज. ये नहीं कि किसी ने नहीं हमारा बच्चा है इसको घर में रखते हैं, हम इसको खिलाएंगे, हम इसको रखेंगे, हमने पैदा किया है. जैसे हम नहीं कहते, हमारे यहाँ नहीं बोलते हैं लोग, हमने पैदा किया तो हम ध्यान रखेंगे. वहाँ पे नहीं ऐसा कुछ. वो 18 साल के बाद छोड़ देंगे. और दूसरी बात है और कई बहुत सारी चीज़ें इसमें. बच्चा तभी पैदा कर सकते हो जब इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन आपकी अच्छी हो, मतलब आपकी इतनी अच्छी इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन हो कि यू कुड अफोर्ड 2 BHK, 2 रूम कम से कम, 2 स्लीपिंग रूम, मतलब 2 स्लीपिंग रूम, तब आप कर सकते हो, एक अपने लिए और एक बच्चे के लिए। अगर वन बेडरूम है एंड यू हैव अ चाइल्ड, उसी दिन उसको पिक करके ले जाएंगे सब एजेंसीज वाले, उठा ले जाएंगे उसको, बिकॉज यू कांट अफोर्ड। तो 1 BHK पे आप एक बच्चे को भी अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते हो। आप सोचते हैं कि मैं 2 बच्चा करना चाहता हूं, तो यू मस्ट बी हैविंग द अफोर्डेबिलिटी ऑफ 3 BHK, ये होना चाहिए आपके पास। और सिर्फ बात BHK की नहीं है, अदर थिंग्स आल्सो, expenses which are coming in the form of health issues, educational. If everything is there up to the level, then only you could afford as many children. Otherwise उसी दिन एजेंसीज आएंगी, उसको उठा के ले जाएंगे बच्चे को, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट कहती है, स्टेट कहता है कि ये बच्चा हमारा है। बच्चा आपका है ही नहीं, हम तो बोलते हैं ये हमारा बच्चा है, हम चाहे जैसे मर्जी रखें। वहां तो तुरंत, डू यू रिमेंबर द केस ऑफ एन इंडियन कपल इन नॉर्वे? क्या हुआ था? उठा ले गए थे ना, चिल्लाते रह गए वो, और बच्चा उनको दिए? नॉट एट ऑल। वो बच्चा वहां से सीधा उन्होंने वो लेकर के आए, यहाँ पे कोलकाता एयरपोर्ट पे उन्होंने उसके नाना को सौंपा, बट नॉट टू द पेरेंट्स। कोई समझौता नहीं इस चीज पे। जहां पे थोड़ी सी गलती हुई, अगर आपको लगा, उनको लगा कि नहीं ये पेरेंट्स जो है बच्चे का ध्यान नहीं रख सकते हैं, तुरंत उठा ले जाएंगे, और वो बिल्कुल हर तरीके से बच्चे का ध्यान रखेंगे। उनका तो पूरा सिस्टम ही है वहां। तो हमारे सिस्टम में, उनके सिस्टम में जमीन आसमान का फर्क है, तो इसलिए उनका डेफिनेशन भी वही होगा। तो इन देयर डेफिनेशन इट इज अबाउट डिपेंडेंसी, दैट डिपेंडेंट चिल्ड्रन, वही 18 ईयर्स। यहां पे क्या है, आप the things are totally different. That's why we define it as husband, wife and their unmarried children. यहाँ तो कई लोग हैं जो 40 साल की एज में भी तैयारी, वो आजकल तो तमाम कमीशन वाले बढ़ा दिए हैं ना एज, 40 साल कर दिए हैं स्टेट वाले, और 40 साल तक कुछ लोग तो होंगे जो कर रहे होंगे अप टू 40 ईयर्स। तो 40 ईयर्स तक डिपेंडेंसी है। That's the meaning. And this is the way that you differentiate the two things, two terms, consigner's family and affiant family. So first base is relationship. Is it okay? Now coming to second one. It's about authority, and simply we can talk about up two authorities, that is patriarchal. I'm just breaking it for some particular purpose, and matriarchal. Patri means father, archal means authority. So meaning is very clear: father's authority, male's authority. Matri means mother, archal means authority, means mother's or female's authority. Most of the families are patriarchal in the whole world. Most of the families are patriarchal. Only a few families are matriarchal. They have been matriarchal, only a few families. Maximum were patriarchal. So the thing is that whatever, if it is patriarchal, it means that there is male authority, male dominance. If it is matriarchal, there is female dominance. Fine. So that is the meaning of authority. And on this basis, we have the families like patriarchal family or matriarchal family. It's a simple thing.
So ये जो मतलब इकोनॉमिक बेसिस पे होता है या फिर
नहीं, authority is different thing. Authority का मतलब होता है decision making.
डिसीजन मेकिंग?
हाँ, तो डिसीजन मेकिंग इज देयर इन द मेल हैंड्स, वो डिसाइड करता है सारी चीज।
एनसीईआरटी में लिखा है कि मैट्रियार्कल इज ओनली एग्जिस्ट इन थ्योरी, देयर इज नथिंग एल्स, देयर मे बी मैट्रिमोनियल एनसीईआरटी में लिखा है।
स्टिल इन टोडास, खासी, गारो, matriarchal system is there. Now, as far as this part is concerned, to some extent it is right also. To some extent it is right. क्योंकि वहाँ पे क्या होता है कि जैसे अगर मान लो गारो की बात करें, खासी की बात करें, so what actually happens कि they take the opinion of the male counterparts, what you decide. So if you look into things in this manner, so it means that authority is shifting from female to male. Actually, finally he decides. So on that basis, it is right. NCERT is not wrong. But otherwise, it is existing in some societies, like these ones. And it is written. Is it written that matrilineage is correct one?
Sir, it's written that
Lineal. Huh?
societies exist.
That's correct. That's correct. This is the meaning of this one. But what actually happens that female, they find themselves, they do not find themselves stronger enough to take decisions. So they go to the counterpart, their husbands, and take their opinion in decision making. So finally they would, it seems as if they are deciding, but that decision is actually coming from the husbands. So on that basis it is correct. Okay, so this is another one, another base. Fine. Now third one is about the marriage. In terms of marriage, we further divide it in two parts, that is monogamous and polygamous. Monogamous and polygamous. What is monogamous? Monogamous means one husband and one wife. That's monogamous. What about polygamous?
Maybe multiple
Eh?
wives or multiple
One husband, more than one wives.
Multiple wives, more than even multiple polyandry.
Okay. So you can say that multiple spouses. So that's applicable both the ways. It could be one husband, many wives. It could be one wife, many husbands. So let's further divide it in two parts. That's called polygynous and polyandrous. Polygynous means one husband and many wives. And polyandrous means one wife and many husbands, like Draupadi. But this system is found in some societies, still it is found. Among Todas, they are the tribes in Nilgiri hills, they still practice it. Okay. But undoubtedly it is now a rare phenomenon. It's like if suppose all the husbands, they happen to be brothers also. All husbands, they happen to be brothers. So that would be called fraternal polyandry. When all husbands are brothers, this is called fraternal polyandry. Fraternal polyandry. And this is something that is found among Todas, where one wife and many husbands, and they are all brothers. In this situation, whether it is fraternal polyandry or only polyandrous marriage, they may or may not be brothers. In that situation, who would be the social father of all children? So it's very difficult to determine the paternity. And of course, there is no system like DNA test or something. They do not know. They're so backward people. And that is not actually required for them. So who is the social father of all those children who are coming up? So it's all up to them. They would decide it. As far as Todas are concerned, they go for one particular ceremony, and that is called bow and arrow ceremony. And the brother who actually, or the husband who actually performs it, he would be declared as social father. Any person could be biological father. Nobody knows who is biological father of the child. But the person who is declared as a social father, he would be a social father. Fine. Bow and arrow ceremony, that at one particular time they go in a forest, nearby forest, and they do some some activities over there. Then the wife cooks food. Finally, he prepares bow and arrow. He touches with his she touches with her head and gives it to the husband. So the husband to whom she gives bow and arrow, he becomes a social father. तो वो लेकर के धनुष बाण बो एंड एरो अपने हाथ में लेकर के आता है. सो पूरी कम्युनिटी के लोग जान जाते हैं कि ही इज द सोशल फादर. अब जो भी बच्चे होंगे, यहाँ तक कि a child who took birth after death of that social father, still the child is getting name, child's father's name is same.
मतलब यहाँ पे woman decide करेगा किसको मैं वो अंडर देना है.
Exactly. She would decide. अब ये डिसाइड करने के लिए कई बार ऐसा होता है कि कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती हैं, मतलब ये जैसे आप शो करोगे, बीइंग अ हस्बैंड आप शो करेंगे कि आप कितने क्लोज हैं उसके, तो उस बेसिस पे वो डिसाइड करेगी हु इज क्लोजेस्ट वन. फॉर दिस एक वहां पे एक और यूसेज है, दैट इज नोन एज कुवेड. तो कुवेड का मतलब होता है कि द लेबर पेन एट द टाइम ऑफ डिलीवरी ऑफ अ चाइल्ड, द लेबर पेन विच इज borne by the wife, what happens, the husband he dramatizes the same labor pain. He shows that he is also having a pain in his stomach, he is also crying like her. So the person who could show all these things, he shows that he is very close to wife. समटाइम्स जब कभी कभी होड़ लग जाती है, कई कहते हैं नहीं मैं भी लेबर पेन के टाइम मैं भी ड्रामेटाइज करूँ, मैं भी मानो आपस में लड़ गए, तो ये कहता है कि अच्छा तो मैं आज ही से करता हूँ. तो सपोज कि बेबी जो है 6 months का है, तो क्या करता है अपने पेट पे एक ईंट बांध लेगा, परमानेंटली एक ईंट बांध लेगा, बांध करके चलेगा, बोलेगा चलो तुम भी बांध के दिखाओ, मैं इसको खोलूंगा नहीं. फिर जैसे 6 months का बेबी हुआ तो 2 ईंट बांध लिया उसने, 8 months का हुआ तो 1 ईंट और बढ़ा दिया, तो वो करके ईंट बांध के चल रहा है. मतलब ये शो कर रहा है कि हमारे ऊपर भी लोड है. इतना जो सेक्रीफाइस करता है वो सोशल फादर बनता है. इट्स ईजियर टू बिकम IAS देन टू बिकम सोशल फादर. So it's about you could see how difficult was the custom traditions of those people. And sometimes the systems, it's very difficult to understand these things. कहने के लिए इतने सिंपल लोग थे और इतनी हाई फाई चीजें बना के रखे हुए थे. अच्छा, वन मोर थिंग कि what decides polygynous or polyandrous? What decides? It is something which is based on some factual things, and that is the number. It's all about sex ratio. Where number of males are lesser than females, it would give birth to polygynous. If sex ratio is positive, where number of females are more than number of males, it would give birth to polygynous max. But if number of males are more than number of females, it would give birth to polyandrous. करेंगे क्या उसमें, उस सिचुएशन में करेंगे क्या? So they decide that all the brothers they would share one wife. उन्होंने एक कस्टम बना दिया, वो कस्टम फिर चल रहा है. So it depends on the factual things. It's not something कि वो उनको कोई बहुत मजा आ रहा है इस तरीके से. It depends. तो वहीं पर polyandrous marriage होगा जहां पर number of males are more, females are lesser. Clear? So अच्छा, एक चीज जिस तरीके से आपने यहां पे देखा उसी तरीके से पॉलीजीनस की बात करें कि सपोज ऑल द विमेन हैपन टू बी सिस्टर्स आल्सो, सो दैट विल बी कॉल्ड सोरोरल polygyny. That is called sororal polygyny. When all wives are sisters, that's called sororal polygyny. So this is about the polygamous marriages. Now coming back to this monogamous. Today you could see when in America, Europe, the way divorce rate was increasing day by day. So it means that each and every person is facing the same challenge, facing the same situation. That on one or the other day they would face the divorce. After divorce, they go for another marriage. So when this process is going on, you marry, divorce, again marry, divorce, again marry, divorce. So at one particular time, you are having just one spouse. One husband is having one wife. So what is this called? This is called serial monogamy. This is called serial monogamy. आप इस तरीके से कर सकते हैं, लाइक अगर इसको ऐसे शो करना हो, हस्बैंड वाइफ ब्रेकअप, नाउ हस्बैंड इज गोइंग फॉर मैरिज, सेकेंड मैरिज, ब्रेकअप, only male is there here. This is serial monogamy. Fine. Now the way you have seen some such kind of marriages, in monogamous marriages, two more marriages are famous. They have been famous, they were famous earlier. This is not particular of this time because of some reasons, but it may happen, even today it may happen if it is required. That is not required today, as I told you, because of certain reasons, but earlier it was required, and because of high death rate. Crude death rate was very high earlier. So it means that a person in the age of 20s or 30s that may die. So after his death, his wife could marry her deceased husband's younger brother, and that was called levirate marriage. So this levirate marriage is also kind of monogamous marriage. So two more monogamous marriages, they are levirate and sororate. Levirate means that a lady who gets married to her deceased husband's younger brother, who gets married to her deceased husband's younger brother. Got it? ये अभी भी कहीं कहीं हो जाता है. हरियाणा में अभी रिसेंटली कुछ स्टडी की गई थी, तो वहाँ पर अभी भी एक आध जगह इसको देखा गया, एंड दैट इज नोन एज करेवा कस्टम. दिस लेविरेट मैरिज इज कॉल्ड करेवा कस्टम. तो ये कहाँ पे होगा? वही मतलब जब अगर हस्बैंड की डेथ होगी उसी केस में इसको देखा जा सकता है. अब चूंकि डेथ रेट इज नॉट दैट कॉमन, इट्स नॉट सो हाई नाउ, एंड पर्टिकुलरली द डेथ रेट ऑफ द working population is very low, so this is not required. That's the reason. Second one is sororate marriage. इसमें उल्टा हो गया कि वाइफ की डेथ हो गई, अपने मायके गई थी, सीढ़ियों से नीचे गिर गई. फिल्मों में यही दिखाते हैं ना, नदिया के पार देखिए, नदिया के पार। हम आपके हैं कौन, ये तो देखी होगी ना। सूरज बढ़ दिखाते हैं इस तरीके की मूवीज। तो उस केस में हुआ क्या, हम आपके हैं कौन में एग्जैक्टली यही हुआ था ना कि शी फेल्ड टू डाई एंड देन हर यंगेस्ट सिस्टर she is going to marry the same person, means the husband or the person will get marry his deceased wife's younger sister. अब ये अलग बात है कि हमारी मूवीज में अब चूंकि वो दोनों, वो हीरोइन थी, ये हीरो था, अब ये दोनों की शादी नहीं हो पा रही, तो एट द एंड अगर वो शादी नहीं करवाएंगे तो मूवी फ्लॉप हो जाएगी, तो उसको वो करा देते हैं, वरना रियलिटी में तो वो नहीं होता, रियलिटी में तो उसी की शादी हो गई होती। तो दैट इज कॉल्ड सोरोरेट मैरिज। और ये होता है, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं, हमने देखा है सोरोरेट मैरिज होते हुए। सो इवन टुडे, बट इट्स वेरी रेयर नाउ बिकॉज इट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड। ऐसा नहीं कि हर कोई सीढ़ियों से गिर के मर जा रहा है, ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है। सो दैट्स कॉल्ड सोरोरेट मैरिज एंड इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ
यंगर के लिए होगा,
है, यंगर के लिए होगा। हाँ, बड़े से तो वो बात भी नहीं करती है उसके साथ, तो उसका इसलिए जब इसको यूसेज, जब हम किनशिप सिस्टम पढ़ेंगे पेपर 2 में, तो वहाँ पे हम ये बताएंगे कि देयर सर्टेन काइंड्स ऑफ यूसेजेस, वन इज अवॉइडेंस एंड अनदर वन इज जोकिंग रिलेशनशिप। अवॉइडेंस क्या था, जिसकी शादी हो जाती है, जिस लेडी को उसको अवॉइड करना होता था कुछ रिलेटिव्स को, जैसे शी यूज टू अवॉइड हर फादर इन लॉ, एल्डर ब्रदर्स ऑफ हस्बैंड, समटाइम्स इवन मदर इन लॉ, तो उनको तो अवॉइड कर रही हो, उनके साथ तो मतलब उनके सामने नहीं जा रही, उनके साथ कोई इंटरेक्शन नहीं हो रहा। And this avoidance is something that is related to sexuality as well. Just for one of those purpose was to avoid this thing as well. She should not get attracted towards father-in-law or elder brothers of husband. इसलिए उसको अवॉइड करना होता है। लेकिन दूसरी तरफ जोकिंग रिलेशनशिप, जैसे जीजा साली, देवर भाभी, आते हैं तो बुक्स आती हैं जीजा साली के जोक्स। पहले सब जब नहीं था, मोबाइल नहीं था, अब तो सब सारी चीज़ें आपको मोबाइल पे ही मिल जाती हैं। तो जब बस स्टैंड वगैरह पे जाते थे तो वहाँ खूब बिकता था ये सब। दैट वाज जोकिंग रिलेशन। लेकिन इस जोकिंग रिलेशनशिप का पर्पस क्या था कि देवर भाभी के बीच में अगर ये जोकिंग रिलेशनशिप है तो जरूरत पड़ने पर इसको मैरिज में कन्वर्ट किया जा सके। कल को वो देवर ये ना बोले कि मैं तो इनको मां के समान देखता था, तो शादी हो पाएगी? मां बेटे की शादी थोड़ी होती है। यस। और ऐसे ही जीजा साली में अगर वो जीजा कहता अपनी साली को अरे तो मेरी छोटी बहन जैसी है, तो उनके बीच में वो जोकिंग रिलेशनशिप करवा दिया, तो जब जोक्स क्रैक कर दिए तो वो साली हो गई। एंड इफ इट इज रिक्वायर्ड ही कैन मैरी हर। ये तो बहुत सोच समझ के लोगों ने बनाया था इसको। Things are quite related. Fine. Okay, so it's about the marriage. Now fourth one is lineage. And lineage means two lineage pattern. We'll see there are so many lineage patterns, but here we'll see two lineage patterns, that is patrilineal and matrilineal. Actually for this purpose I had taken the meaning of lineage earlier. So meaning is very clear that here the things go from male to male in male direction. It is going in male direction. This is male direction and this is female direction. ये किस चीज के लिए होता है? तो दो इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें, वन इज नेम. You get the name from your father. If it is patrilineal, a son gets the name from father. He got the name from his father, and so this is the line. This was the line. This is patrilineal. Similarly, and of course, it's not just for sake of name, but even the decision about the property inheritance, that is also decided in some particular line. And if it is patrilineal, it is in male direction. If it is matrilineal, it is in female direction. In matrilineal, a daughter inherits from her mother, who earlier inherited from her mother. So it is in female direction. In this, a son inherits from father, who earlier inherited from his father. So it is always in male direction, and this one is female direction. So it is for these two purposes that, and on this basis we can call such families as patrilineal family and matrilineal family. Is it fine? So these are four bases. Some more could be like locality, on the basis of residence rather. Residence, we can find out the families. Residence. It is like patrilocal or patrilocality and matrilocality. The exact meaning of patrilocality is that after marriage, husband and wife go and settle in husband's father's family. You can't, I mean, you cannot call that family as your family. I mean, my father's family is my family. America में लागू नहीं होगा. As I told you, you can't say my father's house is my house. वो तो अभी 18 साल के होकर निकाल के बाहर कर देगा. That's not yours. So it's better to call it father's family only. So you go and settle with your wife in your father's family, in your father's house. That is called patrilocality. In matrilocality, the couple goes and settle in wife's mother's family. That is wife's mother's family. That is matrilocality. There are so many others also. Like one is suppose neolocality. Neolocal. Neolocal means newly created. The way we have today. We are moving in some new setup, new residence. That is called neolocal. Once you become IAS, you get married. तो जहाँ पे आपकी पोस्टिंग होगी वहीं पर रहोगे ना. भाई को छोड़ के रहोगे माता पिता की सेवा करने के लिए, या साथ में लेके रहोगे? छोड़ के रहोगे. बहुत शानदार ब्यूरोक्रेट बनोगे. यही ब्यूरोक्रेसी में चाहिए. बोलो कुछ और, करो कुछ और. खूब अच्छी अच्छी बातें करो, मोदी जैसे. आई एम सॉरी, मैं तो भूल गया रिकॉर्डिंग भी हो रही है. ओके, सो this is the way. So on this basis we can say patrilocal families, matrilocal families or neolocal families. एक और फैमिली जिसको नाटोलोकल फैमिली बोलते हैं तो बहुत सारी, and that is the typical case of Nayars. That was rather not today. That was a typical case of Nayars जो मैं आपको कभी और बताऊंगा. Not today. नाटोलोकल. नाटोलोकल का मतलब होता है you settle or you reside where you have taken birth, where you were born. You reside where you were born. That is called natolocal. तो नायर फैमिली में क्या हुआ कि जो जहां पैदा हुआ वहीं पर रह गया. There was no migration. Generally in marriages there used to be migration. One person generally, and ज्यादातर कौन माइग्रेट कर रहा है? Wives. They used to migrate. In some cases matrilocality husband migrate करता है, but बहुत कम है. Maximum matrilocality was there, and so husband they used to migrate. बट उसके केस में क्या हुआ? इन केस ऑफ NATO लोकेलिटी, नो माइग्रेशन वॉज देयर, वॉज नो माइग्रेशन, राइट, देयर वॉज नो माइग्रेशन एज सच। तो ये कौन सी फैमिली है जो जहां पे वहीं पे हस्बैंड अपने घर में रह रहा है, वाइफ अपने घर में रह रही है? इज इट अ टिपिकल वन? अ शॉकिंग, you know, and sometimes you become sympathetic also with that family. इसके लिए उन्होंने फाइट किया, and finally with some enactment that today they are in a position to have the similar family is the one that we have, but not before that particular enactment, Travancore Act, which was passed in 1911. And it was after a great movement, a big movement by Nayars, Nayar movement. इसके बारे में और डिटेल्स में बताएंगे, इसमें टाइम लगेगा। तो इट्स अबाउट द डिफरेंट बेसिस। तो अगर ये आता है जो कि आ चुका है, तो दिस इज द वे दैट यू हैव टू प्रेजेंट योर आंसर। तो मेरे ख्याल से अभी से आप इस पोजीशन में आ गए हैं कि अभी से आप कुछ लिखना शुरू कर सकते हो। सो यू हैव टू थिंग्स एट लीस्ट दैट बेसिस ऑफ formation of family, difference between consanguineous and a final family. ये तो आप लिख ही सकते हैं। Tomorrow we'll discuss functions of joint family and nuclear family. Functions of joint family and nuclear family. Fine. So meeting tomorrow.